Hi everyone, welcome to my video. Today I'm gonna show you how to do cheap and easy water top-off system for your aquariums. With this system you not only can automatically top off your water into your tanks, you can also make your water change very easy and almost automatically. Stay tuned, we're starting right now. Are you tired of manually top off your tanks? It's not only taking your time, it also can be stressful for your shrimp. Every time your water evaporates from your aquarium, it's increasing your TDS. And when you top off your water back to your tank, it's decrease your TDS very fast, and fast changing in your water parameters can stress your shrimp. Imagine you're going on holiday for like 2 weeks. Who's gonna look after your tanks? Who's gonna top off your water? So that creates some problems for you. You need to find somebody to do that for you. Instead of that, you can just invest in your water top off system, which doesn't cost very much. Okay, so the question today comes from Steve Hinrichs, and Steve asks, I would love to have a water top-off system. I live in Arizona and I have a lot of evaporation. I have to top off the tanks at the time before doing a water change. I'm looking forward to that video. So this video is for Steve and for all you guys who has the same problem. Many of you think that auto top-off system is very difficult to do or is very expensive, but today I'm gonna prove it. So it's very easy to do and it's not expensive at all. Here's what you need for this build. You need a floating valve, which I bought on eBay. It cost me £7, which is about $9. So also you need a tubing, a 1/4 inch tubing. Also you need few of these valves. One valve comes with your set, so it's come like this. And also would be nice to have another 2 valves if you want to do water change as well with this system. I will show you later how to do it. Also you're gonna need 2 pumps. I have here 1 USB pump and 1 main pump. You can have 2 USB pumps or 2 main pumps, whatever pumps you have will do the job, and a timer. So now I'm going to show you how to do it on this little tank example. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to install this valve. This valve has adjustment here, so you can adjust the level of the water by just move this valve a little bit. I can adjust the level of the water. So you fit it on the edge of the tank. Then you connect this little tubing, then you connect the valve, and then you connect another tubing, and then on the end of this tubing you fit the T-junction, just to make the tubing split into 2 tubings, one for water change, one for auto top-off. Then you connect one for water change, and one for water top-off, like this. Okay, I'm gonna show you a quick hack to connect this tube to that tube. Yeah, so you can see it's quite big, yeah, and it's bigger size. So all we need to do is to use the plumbing tape, or you can use insulation tape if you want, but just I prefer plumbing tape because it doesn't have adhesive, and I believe that adhesive might not good for your shrimp. So yeah. So you can just put a little bit of this tape on this tube to make it a little bit bigger diameter. Okay, we put this tape on this tube, and now it's gonna fit perfectly. Sorry guys, this pump seems to be not working. You know why? Because it has some leak of water through that shutter. You see there's a kind of adjustment switch here. So when it's under pressure, all water coming out through this gap, so I have to change it. So I have another pump, which is like little 12-volt pump. It runs with this adapter. It's just 12-volt adapter, so we're gonna change this pump. Yes. Okay, just change the pump. So this is new pump. It's for water change. Another pump, USB pump for auto top-off, and we have to put this pump, which is for auto top-off, on timer, because you don't want this pump to work every time. It will be just noisy and also create some heat and also use your electricity. So it's better to put it on timer, and put timer like I do, like 1 hour in the morning and then 1 hour in the evening, or something like similar, or maybe 15 minutes 4 times a day, something like this. So once this timer, let's switch it on. So the pump start working. So once the timer is on, the pump start working and it start dripping your water back to your tank. And what is good about this water will be back to your tank very slowly, and you can adjust it by just close this tap and open this tap. Yeah, so you can make it very slowly, and probably about 15 minutes is enough to topping up your tank a day. But just to make sure it's completely full, you can put it on half an hour a day or something like this. Yeah. Okay, you need to understand that the one tube goes to water change has to be closed, otherwise the water coming from one pump will return to another reservoir. So we're going to change 10% of water weekly, as normal I do. So we drain some of the water from the tank, and then what we do, the next step would be to close this valve, which is for top off system, and then open this valve for water change system, and then all you need to do is switch on the pump like this, and then your water is coming already from different container, from your water change container, which is this orange bucket for us now. Yeah. So you can see, you can again adjust the flow if you don't want this to be too fast. You can just dripping it very slowly, yeah, like this. Takes some time, but the thing is, you don't need to wait. You just switch it on and you can do your things, and then after that, after 1 hour, you come back and your tank is full. All you need to do is, when your tank is full, just switch off the pump, turn on this valve and turn off this valve. Yeah, I want to mention, if you have more than one tank, what you need to do is just to put this T-junction and then connect this pipe, connect this valve, and then go to next valve like this. Imagine you have another tank next to this tank, so you just connect this tube to the next valve, and you can connect as many tanks as you want. So now I'm going to show you how this system works for my tanks. So here in the corner I have a water bucket which I fill like 2 days before I do water change. I fill it up with RO water, and then I run the air stone and I add some salt, so the salt can mix fully and nicely, and then the water can oxygenate it as well with air stone before I do the water change. As you can see in the corner, I have two taps. One is open right now, it's for auto top off system. One is closed, is for water change. And I have a small reservoir here with RO water and a pump inside, which is connected to my timer. And 2 times a day, half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening, my tanks top off with the water. As you can see, there's tubing around to every tank. So you connect it to this tank, and then it goes, and then I don't know, it is difficult to show, but they go at the back, go to this tank, then go to this tank, and then it goes on the skirting here, and then to that tank as well. So all of this tank connected to one system. I have 2 pumps in this reservoir. I'll show you quickly. That's 1 and 2, both of them 12-volt pumps. And the reason for that is one pump is for water supply for these tanks, and another pump to supply the water for these tanks on the stream rack. And they run the tube on the skirting board, and they run the door, and it's connected to the stream rack. And I can show you inside the stream rack. I already have the valve to connect my tanks, to connect the floating valves, and yeah, so you can see it there as well. And the top tanks has already floating valves installed there as well. Yeah, just quickly show you, just feeding the shrimp. There's missings from my other video and some unwanted shrimps in this tank. See, there's no plants here. The reason for that, I'm trying to catch all these little creatures called scoots or something. So they're very bad creatures. I want to get rid of them, but they're hiding inside the soil. Cannot put the plants because they eat all the plants. And at the back of the shrimp rack I made a loop, and then from that loop I just connect the tubings running up and down for the tanks. You can see it on the screen right now. So you can see two of my system connect to the same reservoir, and this bucket is quite small for that now because it's designed for this tanks. And once I build the new shrimp rack, I need a bigger reservoir, bigger bucket. So I'm going to replace it for bigger one, same as I'm going to replace this one for bigger one. Okay, now guys, I'm going to show you how to do the water change using this system. We drained about 10-15% water from the tanks, and now all we need to do is I have a little switch here. So I switch on this switch right here and the pump starts to work. And now I close this valve for auto top off water and I open this valve for water change. The same I do here for shrimp rack, but I'm not changing the water in shrimp rack right now. That's why I'm not going to do it. And that's it. And the water starts dripping to the tanks very slowly, nice and slowly. You can see it here. This is what you want. Nice and slowly. And here. And we got another tank here. So I'll leave you here to watch this, and I'm gonna watch YouTube, and I'll see you later. Okay guys, we just finished changing the water. It took about 2 hours. You can hear the pump is still running, and then almost no water left there. So yeah, that's it. At this point I just switch off the pump with this little switch I have. Switch it off. Turn off this valve and turn on this auto top off system valve. That's it guys. All done. Nice and easy. Many of you may be asking me why I don't use the gravity fed system. That means that the putting container above the tanks and run the water from that container just without any pump. But the simple answer is that I don't want to put the container just below the ceiling and the top level, because I don't have the space, yeah? So imagine if I put container here on the top of the rack. That means I cannot put these tanks here. So I would rather to save space for the tanks and have my container just below here, just hidden inside this cabinet, and it's nice and tidy. Nobody see it. I don't want to put it just above the tanks in the corner in the ceiling. Yeah, it's gonna be looking very terrible. So that's the simple answer. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope this video was helpful for you. Please give it a like if you like it, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.